Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord, but you can call me Lordy, and today I'm kind of annoyed because I did this video just then, or the audio for it, but then it crashed completely. It was 15 minutes of me talking, so we're doing it again. It's been quite interesting, but this video will be based on some of the changes that will occur in future patches, since there's not much news that is occurring right now, but we've got some confirmation about something that will happen with version 29, and some new things that will also be coming with those changes, which will be kind of interesting compared to the changes that we have at this very moment with version 28, and pretty much we'll showcase some parts of the future of Paragon as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So this month of July was a big month due to the fact that all the changes that did occur within Paragon, but also introducing PlayStation Plus plays or PS4 plays in general to Paragon, and many new players did come to the game. Can't wait to see the exact same thing happen to PC plays, so you get some more PC plays to the game. So pretty much this led to a large increase in the community, so that is great to see. So welcome to all the new players that came to Paragon, and also there will be open beta in August 16, so more plays will even come. So all the changes that have occurred in July and all the changes that are still occurring until August 16 will be all in preparation for the beta or the open beta, so more players will be able to come to the game and enjoy the game for themselves. And now let's move on to the changes that did occur to casters that we can expect in version 29 or patch 29 in the near future, which is obviously very close and will be coming out very soon. In this patch version 28, we see casters having quite a lot of problems in general, but especially with their basic attacks when they try and last hit minions in the wave, because it becomes quite hard when the damage of that base attack is quite low compared to a range hero, which is having an easy lane phase compared to caster, which is kind of weird. Obviously they want the casters to use their abilities more, that makes sense, but they've also upgraded the actual basic attacks as well, so they're able to last hit minions quite easily in the early game. But when it comes to late game stages, the base attacks will be less effective or less dominant compared to the early game, so that will pretty much enhance your abilities to use your own abilities as a caster to destroy minions and destroy enemies in teamfights in general. And there's one caster that does shine quite a lot in a negative way, and that is Gideon, due to the fact that all the changes that did occur in version 28 pretty much made the hero quite useless compared to what it was before. And now the hero does have a lower win rate compared to before, and also less people are actually playing this hero due to the fact that other casters do provide more than this hero. And Epic Games and the Paragon team have noticed this, and they'll also be doing some changes to this hero in the near future. They haven't been actually discussed yet, but they said they will be discussing in the upcoming weeks, so that should be great. Hopefully it does change in version 29, so everyone can get back on that Gideon grind for that mask skin and have an enjoyable time while playing Gideon. And let's move on to the changes that did occur to ranges in general and Twin Blast. And if you haven't noticed yet, in version 28, ranged heroes are pretty hard to deal with due to the fact that they do so much damage, have so much attack speed, and so much lifesteal, and pretty much some good base health. And this makes it hard to actually fight them in the early game stages and even the mid game and late game stages, unless your whole team actually jumps them and tries to kill them, and hoping they don't have any type of mechanic of evading you and pretty much making you get baited. Then you're able to kill them and win the game. But if it's not, then it's pretty hard to actually kill them due to how much damage output they have. So in version 29 or patch 29, expect a nerf to all range heroes within this patch with their per level health stats, their damage output, their attack speed, their health regen from lifesteal as well, to all decrease within this patch, which will make it easy for other players that do play other heroes that do belong in other categories like fighters or casters, so that when you actually match up or versing a ranged hero, you do stand a chance and you have the ability to actually win them in a 1v1 scenario. So this will be a great nerf against ranged heroes, but then it will also buff other heroes in other categories, so it makes it easier to actually kill them. But there's also one thing that has occurred, and that is Twin Blast copying an actually bad nerf. It's due to the fact that he's so overpowered in version 28, and this is pretty much their way of balancing the hero within version 29. The hero itself has lost quite a bit, like reducing his evade ability so he has less mobility, reducing his attack speed on his nitro ability, and reducing his overall damage output within the actual guy's kit. So this is kind of interesting, but they've also confirmed that Twin Blast will be having a future rework on the character's abilities and his kit in general. So this has been kind of interesting to see what becomes, because we have seen another rework, which was the first rework ever in Paragon, and that was on Kaleri, and she was kind of interesting to see what the outcome was. Obviously her old kit had more damage output, and now she's more of a situational pick that would you only use if you actually main her to death, and you know every part of her abilities and her kit kits and how to pretty much abuse other players. Usually Killiri right now is very abusive in low elo due to the fact that she has a global ultimate, but compared to before, her damage output isn't that great in my eyes, and most likely will never be unless they change her abilities once again, or scale her abilities even higher, so then she's more of a potential threat as an assassin. But hoping with the changes that do occur to Twin Blast, or the rework that does occur, and hopefully it ends up being a good one. And with the changes to range heroes, and obviously when it comes to a 2v2 lane with a support and a ranged hero on both sides, so the support hero Muriel will shine quite a bit due to the fact that the shields will actually take in more damage than compared to before, or could take in more shots, maybe 2 to 3 shots compared to just taking 1 or 2 shots from the enemy ranged heroes or the enemy laners within that lane. So if you play Twin Blast quite a lot, just expect your win rate to decrease quite a lot as well, due to the changes that will be occurring in this patch. And now let's move into the fighters in general and also Rampage, but let's go back to the fighters. Majority of the fighters within this patch will be changed with their offensive stats, so there will be a nerf to fighters with offensive stats, but then also Rampage has copped the big nerf due to the fact that his ultimate is so strong, and obviously when it comes to diving towers, it does shine quite a bit, and obviously his win rate does represent that with a 60% win rate within version 28, but in version 29, that will also change. They will reduce the duration of the actual ultimate and also the health regen that you get from per second, and this will lead to Rampage being stronger in the early game when it comes to diving towers, but it also has some significance in the mid game, late game stages, but at least he's more manageable and you may most likely be able to kill him due to the fact that his health regen that he gets is lower and also his duration of his ultimate is lower. But if you were a beast at this hero, you'll still be a beast in general due to the fact that Rampage has always been strong and he just provides so much to a team through CC and also diving towers, which diving towers pretty much helps you be more offensive. But with these changes that have occurred to the character, obviously you don't want to go too deep, but you have the chance to, then obviously you need to back out instead of just staying there the whole time and waiting for your team to pretty much wipe out the enemy team or take the objective. And one of the most interesting factors of this game is that it's growing at a good rate due to the fact that the PlayStation Plus memberships and PS4 players and PC players are playing the game non-stop, and also this game is getting more exposure during time, and just that's what's going to make it a great game, but can also expect some bad actors or bad plays or plays that will be harmful to the community in somewhat of a way. Could be toxic, could be just abusing other players, and it could be AFKing, but there has been quite a lot. And if you fall into the category of being a harmful play to the community, you will receive a 1-day ban, then later on receive a 3-day ban. The amount of players that got a 1-day ban is 26,000, and that is one massive amount of players receiving a 1-day ban. But then also, we see a good change happen, which is only 1,000 players receiving a 3-day ban. So that means 25,000 players have changed their way, maybe became a positive player, or most likely left the game. One of those two choices. If they're still here playing the game, that means they've changed their ways to become a positive player, which making the game more of a positive community, and that's what we want to see. And obviously with these bans, you can see the facts, and they've obviously convinced 25,000 people to not be negative in any way, so they don't receive any type of ban or punishment, and pretty much can enjoy the game to its full extent. And let's move on to the next thing, and that is a new factor which is called invalid matches. Invalid matches are pretty much games that you will have that when a player does AFK early, and you obviously don't want to have a 4v5 because that goes for 30 minutes or even longer depending on how the game actually is going, but usually that leads to being a pain for all the 9 players. Even if you're winning or losing, it's just boring in general. But with this feature, we'll be able to leave the game without any penalties and be able to rematch make and find a game and continuing to have a fun experience while playing Paragon. And let's move on to the next change that will occur, and that is match length. Match length at this very moment in version 28 is better than version 27 when we had 1.5 hour games, and now has been reduced to 36 minutes, which is obviously greater than before. It makes the gaming experience more enjoyable since you'll be able to have more games and play more heroes and pretty much have a good experience. But obviously that is not the target time they want to get. They're getting closer to it, and obviously will reduce it even more, which is a great sign that the company's trying to change little things like the economy within the game, but it's something you wouldn't really notice if you're not a full experienced player. So expect in version 29 that the game lengths will decrease quite a lot. And now let's move on to the future changes of Paragon, which will occur in version 29 or even other patches in the near future. And these changes will consider card crafting, and card crafting is very interesting because most likely we can see another new economy system within the game instead of reputation, and obviously this will help you get cards that you really want. Like in my case, Shockwave, I want that card, and it's pretty hard to get it through card packs, but maybe with this way I can get it quite easily. But there's also some other changes that will happen in the near future, and that is matchmaking, banners, and competitive play. So that's pretty sick. Competitive play will be coming as well, and hoping that's pretty much a ranked game mode, so we're able to pretty much understand what elo we're at, how great we are, how good we are, and pretty much compare ourselves to other players and see how pretty much games will change dramatically to pretty much be more team focused or team fight focused compared to what is it now when there's not many players that do really focus on team fights and they just go on skirmishes majority of the game. And all these changes that will occur will affect the game quite a lot, but also lead to the preparation of the open beta stages, which is in August 16, and we expect the team to do such a thing due to the fact that Epic Games and the Paragon team have been really focusing not just on the present time, but also the future time, but also considering the mistakes or the great things that have occurred through the past and pretty much making the future greater and greater, and that's great to see in my opinion. But before we end this whole video felt like deja vu. It's very awkward, but at least I'm giving you guys the best information I can on the actual Paragon patch or the things that will occur in Paragon very soon. And also guys, thanks for all the support lately on my Pokemon Go videos. That's been really surprising, but also just in general with Paragon and any game that I do bring to the channel. It's just great to see how you guys are always positive with your feedback, and always guys, I expect new content to be appearing on the channel, and we're obviously going to put something different. I feel like doing something different, so I'm going to try it out, hoping we can get more positive feedback on that as well, just see if you guys really like it, or if you don't. It's always good to know, but it's just bloody amazing to see how all the mates within our family on this channel work together to be positive and help each other out. It's just great to see. So mates, if you enjoy this video, show your support by smashing that like button. Let's try to get 50 likes on this video, and if you guys want to see more Paragon gaming content on my channel, all you have to do is share this with your friends and hit that subscribe button to become a mate today. And that is all for this video. Oh, time to go, but don't you worry, we're back very soon. Hey Dad's boys, he's ain't seen nothing yet. So in the near future, there might be a chance for me actually getting Shockwave through the card crafting system without wasting hundred thousands of reputation.
That it feels right.